Imagine standing in an old village at dusk. The sky burns orange before surrendering to night. A woman whispers that a family down the road has been cursed. Crops failed. A child fell ill. The father lost his fortune. The events are separate, perhaps random. Yet in the telling, they become connected. A pattern forms. A story takes shape. And suddenly, misfortune is no longer accident. It is intention. Why does the idea of a curse, an invisible force shaping fate, feel so convincing across cultures and centuries? At its heart, belief in curses emerges from one fundamental human need: the need for meaning. Randomness is unsettling. Chaos feels intolerable. When bad things happen without explanation, the mind searches desperately for cause. A curse offers narrative structure. It transforms disorder into design. Psychologically, humans are pattern-seeking creatures. Our brains evolved to detect connections quickly, even when none exist. In prehistoric environments, assuming intention behind unexplained danger increased survival. If rustling grass might mean predator, better to assume threat than ignore it. Over time, this cognitive tendency extended beyond physical danger into social and spiritual realms. When misfortune strikes repeatedly, the brain links events into a single cause. A curse provides a simple answer. Someone willed this. The idea of curses appears in nearly every civilization. In ancient Mesopotamia, clay tablets carried written maledictions. In ancient Egypt, tomb inscriptions warned intruders of supernatural consequences. In medieval Europe, accusations of witchcraft often revolved around curses, causing illness or crop failure. In parts of Africa, Asia, and Latin America, belief in spiritual attacks remains culturally significant. The universality of this belief suggests it addresses a deep psychological function. One reason curses endure is their moral clarity. If something terrible happens, and it is due to a curse, then there is moral logic at play. Perhaps someone committed wrongdoing. Perhaps envy or anger invoked punishment. The curse restores a sense of justice in an otherwise indifferent universe. There is also the element of control. Ironically, believing in curses can feel empowering. If misfortune has a cause, it might also have a remedy. Rituals, prayers, protective objects, cleansing ceremonies. These actions give individuals a sense of agency. Without belief in curses, misfortune may feel meaningless and unstoppable. With belief, it becomes negotiable. The power of suggestion plays a crucial role. Studies in psychology demonstrate the nocebo effect, the negative counterpart to the placebo effect. If someone believes strongly that they have been cursed, their stress levels rise, anxiety increases, physical symptoms may appear, sleep deteriorates, health declines. The belief itself produces measurable consequences. The curse becomes self-fulfilling. Social dynamics reinforce this mechanism. When a community collectively believes someone is cursed, that person may be isolated, feared, or treated differently. Social exclusion impacts mental and physical health. Again, belief shapes reality. Curses also externalize internal guilt. When individuals experience shame or unresolved conflict, misfortune can feel like punishment. Rather than confronting inner responsibility, the mind projects blame outward, onto a curse. This projection protects the ego from unbearable self-criticism. In literature and cinema, curses are powerful storytelling devices. They condense generational trauma, unresolved sin, or historical injustice into a single supernatural thread. A cursed house symbolizes inherited secrets. A cursed bloodline symbolizes the weight of the past. Through metaphor, the curse becomes a psychological inheritance. Another reason humans believe in curses lies in the fear of envy. Across cultures, the evil eye represents the danger of another's jealousy causing harm. This belief reflects social awareness that resentment and hostility can indeed damage relationships and communities. The supernatural curse symbolizes real social tension. Importantly, belief in curses flourishes during times of uncertainty. Economic collapse, disease outbreaks, war. When systems fail, people turn to explanations beyond visible structures. If institutions cannot guarantee safety, unseen forces become plausible. There is also the seduction of drama. A cursed narrative is more compelling than coincidence. It adds intensity, mystery, and emotional weight to events. It transforms ordinary suffering into epic conflict between unseen powers. At a deeper existential level, belief in curses reveals discomfort with randomness. The idea that tragedy can strike without reason challenges our sense of fairness. Curses reintroduce causality. They imply that nothing is truly arbitrary. Even suffering has explanation. Yet, beneath fear, there is something profoundly human in this belief. It reflects our refusal to accept a world devoid of intention. Even negative intention feels preferable to emptiness. A curse means someone cared enough, even maliciously, to act. Modern society often dismisses curses as superstition. Yet similar thinking persists in subtle forms. People speak of bad luck streaks. They feel that certain places carry negative energy. They sense that past actions come back in mysterious ways. The language changes, but the structure remains. In reality, the power of a curse lies less in supernatural force and more in psychological and social reinforcement. Belief shapes perception. Perception shapes behavior. Behavior shapes outcome. The invisible thread runs through the mind first, and perhaps that is the most fascinating aspect of curses. They reveal how deeply narrative influences human experience. A whispered word, a glare, a ritual gesture, if believed, can alter someone's physiology, relationships, and choices. The curse is not merely about magic. It is about meaning. It is about the mind's refusal to live in chaos. When the crops fail, when illness spreads, when accidents repeat, the idea of a curse wraps uncertainty into story. It gives suffering a face. It gives fear a name. And sometimes having a name for fear makes it feel less infinite, even if the name itself is terrifying. In the end, humans believe in curses not because we are foolish, but because we are storytellers. We are meaning makers. We would rather live in a world where events are woven into narrative, even dark narrative, than in a universe of pure randomness. The curse endures because it answers a question that haunts every tragedy. Why? And until that question stops echoing in the human heart, belief in curses will never fully disappear.